Hi, it's Desmond Taylor from Real Progressives, and I hope you can hear me this time. Please let me know if you can't hear me this time. First, I'd like to say if you're not a part of our YouTube, to please go to YouTube and look up Real Progressives and subscribe to us because we have so many more videos there that you just won't find on Facebook, and that also go down our page because we post so much on Facebook for you to enjoy. Yesterday, I was on and I was talking about police brutality. I was saying that this is a problem. The president, the Colin Kaepernick, Senate, judges, and everyone else has said that police brutality is a problem, yet nothing is actually being done about police brutality, and we have to do something about it ourselves. Now, a lot of people say that we can't do anything about it ourselves because the court system is crooked. But let me tell you, we could actually take the court system out of the equation. 90 to 95% of people end up pleading out on all these cases. That's 90 to 95% of people that will not be judged by their peers. Have you ever heard of jury nullification? Jury nullification means that a person can be completely guilty of a crime, but if you do not believe in it, you can say that that person is not guilty because they do not deserve to be punished in the first place. So if you do not believe in a crime, you can vote not guilty. But here's what that requires. That requires you to actually stand up and take the time to go to jury duty. Don't cry because you're going to make less money than you make on your regular work day. You have to go and say, you know what? I'm doing my civic duty. Because if you don't do your civic duty, you are letting the judges and the lawyers who pick people that are going to get you these charges actually get you. So here's the thing. If you don't fight these crimes, then there's no point of actually saying that you're going to fight the charges. To fight a charge is to go to trial. When you go to trial, you cost the court money. And when you plea out, you pay money. So at the end of all your trials, you have to pay something called court fees. If you win, you do not have to pay these court fees. If you rely on your peers, the people that have the same complaints as you, then you will most likely get off on these crimes. There are 12 jurors, and only one person needs to say not guilty. And that one person can hang the jury, and therefore you will get off. Now, when you get chosen to be not guilty, this opens the court system or the police department up for a lawsuit under U.S. Code Title 42, Chapter 21, and there's a whole bunch of subsections in there that you could actually sue under. One of the ones that's most important is the law trying to infringe on your civil rights. And that is simple as put your camera down, we don't want you recording. Well, that's my First Amendment right. And if you're infringing on that right, I have the right to sue you. Now, when you put this paperwork through the court system, the judge has to take this paperwork as long as it seems to be true. Another misconception is what if we don't have the money? Well, that doesn't matter because you can actually sue for free. You can get your complaint out there for free as long as you don't make enough money. And the people that cops usually bamboozle are the people that don't make enough money in the first place, that can't afford attorneys that are going to represent them well. So take the time to sue when you are put in these positions in the first place, and you will eventually make change. There is no way that a court system is going to keep arresting people on charges that they keep getting off on and keep getting open to lawsuits for. I'm not saying that you're going to win, but I'm saying that guess what? They're going to waste so much time. Time is important to the courts. They're open from 9 to 5, Monday through Sunday, and it takes about an hour per trial. 1 hour per trial. Imagine if 10 people a day say not guilty, and they go all the way to trial. I don't care how many times they continue your case. Eventually, they have to try you, or they're going to be breaching your amendments once again. So they're going to have to stop. They are going to have to stop. But meanwhile, 90 to 95% of people are saying, you know what? I'm just going to take a plea deal. They give you these crappy charges like obstructing justice, disorderly conduct, trespassing when they don't even have a complainant. But these are things that you can fight with ease. If there is no complainant for a trespassing charge, then how are you going to get charged? You need a complainant, and guess what? A sign is not a complainant. You have to have someone call and tell the police officers that I don't want these people here, they are trespassing. Now, if there is a sign and they call, guess what? That was your warning. You need a warning to trespass. To obstruct justice, they have to be giving you legal orders. If they're not giving you legal orders, then you're not obstructing anyone. You do not have to listen to unlawful commandments. That is clearly written in the law, but people take charges of this kind of stuff all the time. You cannot disturb the public in your own home, but people take those charges all the time. Resisting arrest cannot be your only charge. What did you get in trouble for? Resisting arrest. Well, what was your original charge? What crime were you suspected of? We have to take the time to think and rely on our peers. There is no way that we will get charged if we actually rely on our peers. It is a group of 12 people that are judging you. That's at least here in Pennsylvania. I don't know every state. I'm not a lawyer, and even if I was a lawyer, they're not barred in every single state, which is something that I talked about yesterday, how a cop becomes a cop within 6 months, and then a person who wants to be a lawyer goes through 6 months of school, and then they have to take a test to prove that they know that law. In my eyes, there should be a college course for police officers, and there just isn't. And we'll never change that, but we can change how we are tried by actually going to court, to be in the jury, and to actually fight these charges instead of just pleading out. We have to rely on citizens because the law does not care about us. These judges, the lawyers, FBI, President Obama, and even Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump have said things about specific cases. They don't care. They're not changing anything. This has been a problem for how long? How long have we been talking about police brutality? Since the civil rights movement and before that. So trust me, these guys aren't going to change anything. It is up to us to change it. These people work for corporations, so they're not going to change it. We must change it. We must depend on each other. And if we're not depending on each other, people are going to keep going to jail systematically. We are part of that system because we are not fighting. We must fight. It doesn't have to go to violent means. These protests are great, but guess what? You protest a little bit and then they arrest you because you're overwhelming. There's no need for that. Fight them in court. Yeah, the system's crappy, but we own it. We own the system. So if someone tells you that this court system has a 97% conviction rate, you simply turn around and say, well, how much of that is plea deals? A lot of that is plea deals. 90 to 95% of it is plea deals. So if you win 90% of your cases, including plea deals, that means that you lose a lot of cases that people actually fight. Isn't that ridiculous? Think about it this way. You know people. How many people that you know actually took not guilty all the way to trial? I'll wait, because you don't know many. The only person that I know that has ever done that has been myself. And it works. And yeah, we have these crappy public defenders sometimes. They're not all bad. But guess what? They live by a strict set of rules, and you can get them removed from your case for things such as not paying attention to the important information, for being discriminatory towards me. I had a public defender removed from my case because he kept challenging my education, and I just wasn't going to have it. After that, you can report judges. Judges live by a strict set of rules. We need to take this crappy system that we have and use it to the best of our advantage. And if that includes clogging the court so they have to choose what's important and what's not important, who they want off the streets and who they want on the streets, then that's the means that we have to take. We have to take those means. If they have 100 trespassing people that are pleading not guilty and 2 murders, what trials do you think they're going to take? Who are they going to get off the street? If they keep losing court cases and keep losing the court costs because you're not pleading guilty and you're not getting charged, they're going to have to ask the county for extra money. And the county's not going to give extra money out of their taxes when they're just trying things that shouldn't be tried in the first place. We must come together. We must depend on each other. That is the only way that we're going to change anything. Getting arrested after a protest is just not helpful. The protests are great because people combine, but look how many people are there that believe in your cause. There's way too many. It's not 1 out of 12 when you do the ratio of the whole United States, but everyone can't make it. Look at how many people on Facebook complain about what they see. Now, many of them still have all the respect in the world for police officers for some goddamn reason, but they complain about the issue, so that means that they see it, which means that they might vote not guilty. And if you talk to these people and you spread this knowledge about jury nullification, then they might be informed enough to do it. Because when they read you the juror rights in court, they do not tell you that you have the right to judge a crime by the crime, that you can say not guilty by the crime. They tell you to go off the evidence that was given. Well, guess what? They're not giving you the full story. The full story is that you have a right to judge a crime, and if you do not believe it is a crime, then it is not a crime, and you should say not guilty. Easy enough. And that's all I have for tonight. I want to thank you for watching. If you're not a part of our YouTube, please go to YouTube, look up Real Progressives, and subscribe to us. There's many videos on there that just scrolling down on our Facebook you're not going to see, because things go down and down and farther on the Facebook page. You can only pin one thing. But on Facebook, you can research these things. You can look at us for specific videos. And it's very important that you do that, because Facebook censors us. Facebook censors political groups. Facebook censors the truth. So don't be surprised if this isn't here. I'd like to thank you for watching. My name is Desmond Taylor from Real Progressives. I hope the sound was better on this one, because you couldn't hear me the first time. And I want everyone to have a great night, and I want everyone to band together if you really want progression.